Hello, everyone. Welcome to my 14th edition live streaming. I'm really excited about this topic today. I also have a lot of debate on what the title of this topic will be for this week because there's just so much in my mind and so much new articles, news about work in the age of AI. I can see some slightly shifts happening because we are in the time period things are changing faster than we can expect it. Even though I'm on the news all the time, and I'm pretty sure even someone have their AI agent show the news every day, they still can't cope with the speed because it's really hard to know. You just can't know everything. And even if you know everything, you still not sure what's going to happen next and what is the way you're going to go with your life and what is the way to be successful. Even the word successful for me have changed. So yeah, let me dive into this topic with you. Basically, I watched this video. She's one of my favorite AI content creator. She talked a lot about how AI world works right now and about work, about future, how we cope with it, and what's the benefit, what's the danger. And when she talked with the job market, I can't agree more. This is something that I want to share. This just one little clip of it, just give you a sense of it. If I have the whole link on my Notion, so if you're interested, just go watch the whole thing. It's not even that long. It's around 14 minutes. So here it is.
So we start to see a future workforce market that becomes much more about skills. Jobs become a little bit more blurry to define, and those skills continue to change and evolve over time. So then what becomes more clear with those data points is that if the roles that we know are going to continue to change, so it doesn't make sense to have a defined job title, is a company going to hire for a full-time role or much more likely to hire an independent contract because they know that the person who's best for the tasks that need to be completed today may not have the skills for the tasks that need to be completed in a couple of years. So we'll start to see the rise of a lot more independent type contracts, and therefore work becomes much more entrepreneurial for all of us because one, we're continuing to learn over time. Two, we're not holding a particular role. Instead, we may be offering our skills to a few companies at once. So maybe I'm really good at financial strategy. I do 40% with this company, another 40% with another company, and then I'm kind of in between different contracts for the rest. We all start to adopt much more of an entrepreneurial profile in the workforce. And I've talked about this and written about this, much more of an independent era. And we continue to update our skills over time. And that's some of the things that we
Okay, I'll stop here. Again, there's so much depth into this, but I will, because I don't want to be just showing her video. I want to give you my take on this. Entrepreneurial personal development is so important in this age. The thing is, I want to have a more conversation with people having job. I do see the tendency of people not having one safe job anymore because there's no safe job. People get laid off all the time. But as for me, I only had one full-time job and one internship. I just gonna say one full-time job is when I work at my first job is a radio DJ in Canada, and that time is like real time. We have to do real time translation and then giving news. And I also have a movie channel. I remember that was pretty fun. But even having that job is not 9 to 5. I have to go to work in the morning, 2 hours morning show, and then 1 hour afternoon show. No, 1 hour on the weekend. This is like 15 years ago. Okay, and even that easy, relatively easy and free job, I do feel trapped. I remember I was not happy with the job, not because it's so easy, it's just because I have to talk about the things that my boss asked me to. Anyway, I didn't really enjoy the job, and after a year and a half, the radio station just like bankrupt, kind of. So we all got laid off. I had a big celebration after I laid off, and I realized, okay, I'm just not that kind of person can go to work no matter how easy or challenging or not challenging. For me, it's all the same. I just don't want to work in the company. So after that, I started to learn documentary. I used to be a filmmaker, and I went back to China to do Beijing TV station, the assistant director. I assistant one like a charity show. It was so glamorous and everything is so busy. I love the job, but I didn't like the environment. Anyway, my point is, so I realized what kind of job it fits me is I want to be a, either freelance or I want to create my own. I want to be a director. I want to be. I didn't think I will be content creator, but I start to want to film artist. Anyway, that's how this channel started. Over these years, I think what drives me to still want to create content online, and I feel so refreshed, still have this part passion in my heart to do things I like to do, is really because I choose what align with my heart, inside of my heart, I want to keep developing my, not the hard skill, but the, how can I say, I want to feed my soul. You know what I mean? I never believed that wise, like when you get older, you just get wiser. I don't really think that's true. You just probably, if you're brave enough, you make more mistakes. That's the only way to make you smarter. Doesn't mean you are smarter than a lot of young people. Maybe they have their own perspective you don't have. Or people probably travel around more, meeting more people. For me, is like smarter. But anyway, that's another topic I want to talk about. Come back to the topic. So when I think about a work, I never really thought about it's 9 to 5, but I understand why people choose 9 to 5, because trust me, my life has not been that easy because it's always unstable. I don't know when's my next income. I don't know when's the next client. So I start to learn how to do things without thinking about the outcome. So it's never about I do this thing and then because I will get paid, that's why I'm doing it. I do a lot of things because I think I want to share. I want to do it. I want to build something. I want to use my core belief to inspire other people. That's my core. That can be my taste, that's why I'm trying to develop this taste course and to inspire other people, because I think that's really important when you grow older, because you wanted to contribute somehow, not just for this job title. For me, it's to develop your personal system, your personal interest, and slowly you just don't know what's going to happen, because you start to meet people who are interested in what you do, and you start to do things, post things online. You don't know who's listening, so all these things are happening without you purposely let it happen. You know what I mean? And I find this is really fascinating. But a long time ago, when I asked my mom how she worked when they were young, there's this safe job mentality. So once you're in the company, you're contributing to the company, and then as you grow older, you stay at the company for a long time, you will get the benefit. You'll get pension, you will get your paycheck at the end of the month. You can go home not thinking about the work. But I don't think that's the case anymore nowadays. As this video mentioned, the company right now they're not even sure what kind of people they want to hire, because there are so many new things pop up all the time. They may need a worker to be flexible, adventurous, and fast learner. Also, not afraid of making experiments, making mistake. I think that's even considered as a good company. But if you think about some conservative company, but they just always looking for result. But in this age, the result is really hard to see, because again, you need some kind of luck or some kind of strategy. I heard a lot of people start to, maybe since last year, so many people start telling me I do way more job than what I hired for. I was hired for blah blah, but I was doing like 3-4 persons job. That's why I want to quit. So no worker is satisfied, because they think they deserve way more paycheck than what they do, which kind of makes sense. Oh, now I can see the chat. I'm so sorry. It was disconnected on my computer, but it's on my live chat on my phone right now. Thank you. I'm so sorry. How to be a whole and real human. We're all learning and growing to better ourselves. Yes, totally. New way of living. I totally agree. Why? I think we have to trust our intuition, and because of AI, each individual, I do believe everyone's different, because where we were born, a lot of people travel around, right? They don't live in one place anymore. They meet different people, they see different things, and they read different languages, books. You can't believe how many people can speak more than like 2-3 languages right now. They have so much skill, yet they just cannot find a job that use their potential. And another funny thing I find is in news recently. I don't know if that's true. Please tell me if that's true. On Instagram, in Chinese, they're saying the popular job right now for Gen Z is a boring job. Like, what is boring job? They're explaining is like you don't have to think too much, less change. I think the topic, Gen Z want boring job, it's not accurate enough. It's not they don't want challenge. I think it's just they want to choose something that value their core, like can make them shine. Right now is even more crazy, because look at this new article on New York Times. Taste the one thing I can't replace. They're actually talking about all the tech people are looking forward to getting better taste right now, because they can use AI very well, but they don't know how to make the product or things that attract people or make people feel connected, inspired. It's not that they're not smart. It's just we all have certain skill, but now because of AI, it's kind of mashed up all the skill together. And then to be efficient, we cannot beat robot. We cannot beat AI. But now, to me, I feel like I'm entering my favorite period of time. It's because I think I can finally be human. I can finally be myself and do things I love to do. I don't know about you, but I think it's a bright future we're entering. A couple of things I find when I talk about before art and technology, right? When I think about how artists work with technologists, like people who are good at efficiency, computer coding, problem solving, that's the most, I think, the best skill as like people who study, who have the like logical brain. Artists are, we're not looking for result. We're always experimenting. We're always feeling, and we love the unwritten words, and then gives a sense of obscure or give a sense of space and make us have more imagination. That's what art is like. I could have jumped into AI tools right now and catch up all the AI tools that I haven't touched. If I don't feel the urge of creating, I just think, why do I do this just because I want to show on live streaming that I have the skill to write prompt? Like, what is the point to do that? I just not from the bottom of my heart to actually do that thing. I will just say no to do it. That's another my taste training courses I want to kind of inspire people to do is the time to say no. Like, you don't have to do things if you don't want to. And if you don't think that thing feeds your soul, you don't think that thing is inspiring enough, you could just grab a book and read it. It's the best way to let your focus come back. And then after read it, somehow your brain just wires something right. And then I started really want to write things. The other day after I read article, and then I was like, I want to write something. And then that's the thing that I truly feel. So I have to share this because this article is kind of related to the topic. It's called We're More Free Than Ever, even if it doesn't feel like it. Yeah, this one. I used to think freedom looked, I don't need to be pushed by anyone, or I can do whatever I want, whenever I want to, like having everything figured out, or earning the right to rest. And I built my own business because I wanted freedom, time, space, and life that felt like mine. But if I'm honest with you, for a while, I was more stressed than ever, especially after moving to Japan. There's a certain kind of beauty here, discipline, delegation, precision. But there's also this unspoken rule is like, if you are not busy, you're not enough. People fill their time so completely as if emptiness itself is something to be ashamed of. And I absolutely, I absorbed that. I started to believe that rest had to be earned, and that somewhere out there someone was doing more than me, being better than me, becoming something I haven't reached yet. But everyone feels success is becoming something you define, which sounds beautiful until you realize no one can define it for you anymore. That's really what I believe. Another thing I find is there's so many AI tool. I'm not here to against AI. Again, I love using AI in so many different ways. I just think it's important to use it in a way that not just to showing off what you can do. More like using AI right now to analyze yourself, build your own kind of system, and create this taste lens. Like, what is the one thing you're passionate about? You keep paying attention to that thing, and using AI to analyze or expand your knowledge on that topic, then you will be somehow expert of it. If you only I'm not talking about you have to only focus on one topic. It's not that. It's more about the lens, like the way you see things or the way you want to create things. And once you know what's your core talent or your special ability, your special experience shaped your unique personality, and then based on that system, I think one day we'll have like AR glasses for sure, and then you can create some kind of immersive environment with your drawing or any kind of imagination you can create with AI. And then with that imagination, and right away it turns into 3D. And that 3D with your AR glasses, you can enter it. That can be like, or you have a story you want to tell. That story can be like audiobook, but audiobook also you can create an image or immersive kind of experience with that. Like all this kind of imaginative thing I'm talking right now is definitely not far from us. At that moment, when you have all the tools, even more imaginative, more faster, efficient at this moment for people to share, for people to use, what is the one thing that you wanted to express or share unlike other people? And you're so passionate about it, you want to keep talking about it. I think that's the taste lens I'm talking about. The old way of work and success no longer applies success as an individual expert. Yes, yes. Thank you. That's what I'm thinking. So if I just feel like the whole world is in panicking right now. Yes, a lot of people probably out there think I know what's going on. Which I don't think a lot of people know what's going on. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's why we have to go inward, because we don't know what's gonna happen. We cannot control what's happening. So the old way of feeling like success is a ladder. You just have to build your skill, and then you just have to have more experience. And as you get older, you climb that ladder and you get to the success. I just don't think that's happened. Maybe luck is one thing that's still same as before. Like all kind of success needs some kind of luck, but I think that's the only thing. Other elements, like this first video I was sharing, when she's talking about like full-time worker, maybe not even a thing. Company want to hire people who have entrepreneurial spirit and a skill. So you have to be learning things all the time. But learning for what, right? Like if you don't have the core passion of the things you love, you're not gonna like it. You will learn for a day, a week, a month, a year probably, and then that's it. You will lose passion of learning that thing. You keep moving, keep wondering what is the next thing I want to learn. But for me, I do like writing. I do like filmmaking. I do like new technology that make all these things more alive, easy to access. But inside of me, it's all about inspiring other people. I wanted to have a group of people doing this thing that like make magic together kind of way. I used to make a lot of events when I was in Canada, and then gathering artists together to make like projection mapping and all the kind of creative installations. The installation itself for me is creating a whole new world and for people to enter. So what I mean is, so there are tons of tools out there. For example, like Sublime, I use a lot. So for example, if I put some image and articles about taste, yeah, and then you just can find all this interesting article. If you click on related article, they just give you all the related article or images, sometimes all about the topics you like, and then you can just drag it and create this whole board of the things that you're interested. This is the AI power. So my conclusion is, find what you love or care and find time to focus. You need to do a lot of reading, writing, learn about it, and express in a certain way. This certain way is you have to talk with AI a lot and then figure out what is the unique angle. If you want to express to people, like to someone out there, to see your work in a certain way, there has to be a focus, because people just don't have that much time to see all your works laid out. So you want to have this certain way to show that. That's what I mean, to express it. Use AI to create a system and a taste lens to build on top of it. This is such a abstract and subjective topic, which I don't know why I pick it, but I have so much passion picking this topic because it's so important in the coming couple years. I'm still learning every day. If you have any idea, thoughts about it, please share with me. If you guys have anything you want to share with me, any topic, idea, and like your work you want to show here, please send it to me. I'm really happy to see it. And yeah, I can talk about something about art, my journey working with artists. I will want to talk about that because I'm a big fan of artists out there to create their work. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.